In this video, we are going to understand the concept of Boolean masking. This is one of the efficient ways in querying the pandas data frame. Before we dive deep, let's understand what a Boolean mask is. A Boolean mask is an array which can be of one dimension, like list, series, or it can also be two dimensions like data frame, where each of the values is either true or false. For example, I'll write it like this. Condition is equal to pd.series. And inside this, I'll pass the list of true and false like this. So, this is an example of the Boolean mask, where each of the value is either true or false. Now what we do is, we overlay this on top of the data structure we are interested in querying. And any cell which is aligned with the true value will be returned to the final output. And any cell which is aligned with the false value will not. To work on this concept of Boolean masking, let's import a new dataset of IMDb movie ratings. So df is equal to pd.read_csv movie_ratings.csv. Okay, this is how the data looks like. Now to illustrate the Boolean masking, I'll get the first 5 entries from our data frame to a new variable called newDF. So newDF is equal to df.head. Now this newDF has 5 items. To apply this Boolean mask on the data frame, we make use of where function. So inside the parenthesis, we pass in the Boolean mask. As we can see, we have got our output. And if you observe, only the cell which was aligned with the value as true has returned the value. And the cell which was aligned with the value as false has returned the NaN data. This is okay, as most statistical functions built on the data frame is built to ignore the values of NaN. Apart from manually creating the mask, we can also create the Boolean mask from the data frame itself. For example, in our movie rating dataset, let's say we are interested in seeing only those movies which are released before 2010. Then in that case, to create a Boolean mask for this query, we project the year of release column using the indexing operator and apply the lesser than operator with a comparison value of 2010, like this. What I'll do is, I'll assign this to a new variable called condition1. Now, if we check the type of the condition1, this is of type series. And if I display the condition1, this is how the values would look like. We can now apply this Boolean mask on top of the data frame to return the values which satisfies this condition. So df.where condition1. Like I said earlier, the NaN values does not hold any value. To demonstrate this, if I simply call the count function on this, we can see that it has returned the value as 320. That means the NaN values are ignored as the total number of entries were 562. We can also combine more than one Boolean mask using the Bitwise operator to apply on each row. To illustrate this, I'll create one more condition as condition2 is equal to df genre is equal to comedy. That means I'm creating one more condition, which is checking whether the genre is equal to comedy. We can apply both the condition on the data frame like this. df.where condition1 bitwise operator and condition2. So we have now got the output which satisfied both the condition. One best thing in pandas is we can pass the Boolean mask as a value instead of just a list of column names. To illustrate, I'll call it like this. df and inside the indexing operator, I'll pass in the Boolean mask. That is df genre is equal to comedy. And we get the output as a data frame which only satisfies this condition. And one thing you can observe is that there is no NaN values when we query the data frame in this way. In this case as well, we can pass in multiple conditions by making use of bitwise operators to get the required output. So this time I have added a condition that year of release is less than 2010, movie genre is comedy, and movie budget is less than 10 million. One thing you have to make sure is that we have to be very mindful about the parentheses when we are adding the multiple conditions. So this completes the video on Boolean masking on pandas data frame. You can download the dataset and the source code by clicking on the link in description. I'll see you next time.